Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to this video. I know it's been a few days since we've had one. We kind of came through the weekend and had some levels that we had talked about through that weekend. So we had the weekend close. We had a nice little run the last 24 or so hours. And on that price action, we can go ahead and take a look at it now. This is getting pretty exciting. I know a lot of energy is in the space now. There's a lot of negative news and stuff like that, but we can look at the news. It's kind of old hat now. If you're coming into April, let's go ahead and take a look at some of that price action again. Today was actually a sideways day, so I don't have any real exciting news on what's there, but I do want to take a look at it with you because we are setting up some pretty key levels that we want to see hold, and it is creating the energy for this higher stair-stepping potential in the space. And I kind of want to watch those levels, and I want you to see them with me and where we could go. So I think that is going to be pretty encouraging. So let's go ahead and jump in the charts and we'll start to take a look at some of that stuff. And then from there we can just again to analyze price action really and look at levels. And so yeah, go ahead and like, subscribe, put in any questions you have in the comments, and from there we'll help you out and dig into stuff. So in the last 24 hours, you can see this is price action right up here, this big run up and then sideways. Now this big run up, if you want to look at it that way, was actually into the evening. It's around 3 or 4 o'clock. I don't trade that late in the day myself. I've learned that that's not smart to do. A lot of times this could have been a basic fire and a crash. Now, what I will say, based on the indicators and stuff that we use, this is called a God zone kind of idea. I don't know the exact terminology what they use on this, but we can go ahead and take a look. So let's go open up the settings real quick. And that's not the settings that I'm looking for here. Those aren't the settings that I'm looking for here. Let's go ahead and dig into this setting. So you can go down and we can kind of see what is this area right through here, the shaded area, and see why. So you can see right here it says God mode alert. You can turn it on and off, right? Now, what's nice about this is it's telling you that there's topping going on or bottoming going on, and it might be a little bit backwards to what you're used to. Now, you do have some other indicators and stuff that you can turn on here and get a little more crazy, right? Just make it more busy. But you do have the fast, is what they call it, then the slow and the high. The fast is what we're looking at through the color changer, or not the color changer. It's looking at more of the fast movement where we're getting exhausted, and then you have your slow, which is kind of your kind of a mid-range, and then you have your high, which is kind of like that 200 kind of idea. Not quite, but it just kind of gives you that kind of concept. And then you have your fib levels that you can turn on and off, and you can see those. That's what's moving up and down through here. And then you have your cross line, which is up here on the top. Right through here. So now this is just telling you that 30 across through the 50. So this is showing you that we have a little bit more bearish potential here. And then you have the zones that we have talked about. And that's basically, I'm not going to go too much into the indicator, but what I want to look at with you right now is really the God zone. And to kind of give you an idea really on those indicators, looking at that 21, the 55, and the 110, that's part of the main area that we were just looking at. And then you kind of have everything else kind of smoothed out. So let's go ahead and take a look at this right here, this God mode idea. So right through here, yes, price action was very exhausted in the bottom end. If this is how you were just looking at the charts with no other levels on it, this would be telling you that, yeah, around 9:30, 10 o'clock, this energy is done. We are down here and it's exhausted, but it's not really telling you that it's done. It could go up or down. Well, there was news that was going on through here, and this kind of already started to fire out of here, and it just kept going, right? So if you got in, it did have a run. Now, right here on this candle right here, it's telling you that this is exhausted, and any movement up out of that, you are starting to play with the top. And yeah, right here it topped out. Now a lot of times you'll see it pull back and then it'll top out again or make a higher high here, and that's kind of, you want to start to get out, get away, get a last little pop. And you could have traded this into early morning and got into it. So if you were up around 6:30 Central Standard Time and you're getting into this, this did get a little run. It came right up into the resistance. Of course, this is your area to get in. This is today's price action. So this is your breakout area, and it broke out and came right back in. This is why we wait for that 30 or 8:30 Central Standard Time open. So at 9:30 really Eastern time, we're waiting for that candle to play out, 8:30 to 8:45. When it played out, we were actually back down into the mean. We're back in the zone. And then it kind of bled on down, and you're thinking, I'm going to take a short. That's why I'd say be careful, because really want to break down. But overall, the price action said it was just going to sit here in the middle. So what is the middle area? What are we looking for? Let's go ahead and take a measurement. It doesn't really matter. I don't really care what the measurement is. I'm just marking the top and bottom, and we have about a 50%. So if I was going to mark this 50% range, I can mark that right through here, just kind of give you an idea. Now, in the morning, we were sitting up on top. So that makes more sense as we start to break out. A lot of times that's where you're going to see the energy in a push. Then we fell down below, and now we've been trading down below. So ideally what you're saying is, let's go ahead and mark this up a little bit. So you have this trigger here, and you have the trigger here. We've talked about this is your breakout trigger, breakdown trigger. And you're basically saying, you know what, when price action closes above or below on the 15-minute, then I'm going to start taking a trade on the next candle. So you would be looking for this candle to close right down here, and then you could get into a short and go down. Now, when you're analyzing it this way, you do want to have, a lot of times what you'll see is the candle will wick down, and then you're like, okay, well, the next candle I'm going to get in. Well, that candle's way down here now, right? But would you rather get in back up here at this level? Yeah, I would too. So a lot of times what you'll see is these candles will start to stack back up. So 1, 2, this will be your third candle. That's the candle you would want to enter on and take this short down if that was the case. So you'd be looking at getting in right there. Stop technically would be all the way up above here, really. And then where's this going to go? We could mark some fibs on here and kind of get an idea. Let's go ahead and mark some of those on here for you, just to kind of give you an idea of a target. And there we go. So you could say you're going to go to really a safe target right now would be out here. It's not the best risk reward. We've talked about that. You know, money's money. Obviously, this is going to break down. It'd be a little bit more tight on my stop. Pick some other zones that it's been playing in. Really, you want to say, let's just go with the 50% zone. There's nothing wrong with any of that setup. Now, would I take any of this? No, it's the same thing. It's in the evening. I'm just kind of pointing out, really what we're possibly looking at here for a trade if this is going to break down. Not a lot of strength here. What I like to see is a green candle, God mode candle, which you don't see very often on the charts. You saw it down here on this exhaustion move back here on last week. We had a nice pull down. You can see the same kind of thing when it was running up, right? When this kicked in, it was telling you this was the full exhaustion. It was tired. The market was tired right here. And then it came on down and made that lower low. This is why people always try to call the bottom, right? And they start jumping in. They jump in right here on this little move up, and then it starts to trade back down. They think it's going to stop right here and keep going. And their stop is right down through here, and it comes on down and stops them out. Then runs just a little bit more, and then comes right back up. So now you're looking at like, well, there's a head and shoulder pattern in here, and I would agree with you because we have this candle right, or this God mode that kicked in right here. So this God mode is telling us that we are finding a bottom in the market, and we need to start paying attention to possibly taking a long back up. Now you can see this grinded on you for a while, right? Then you got the nice move up, rounded over, and then ran up again. Well, we're looking back here on the Thursday, ran all the way into Friday, in through the weekend, and then we didn't get the run up till late Sunday afternoon, and then it got a nice pop. Now you did get this same thing, this candle popped in, right? And you can see how it ran up, and then it went a little higher, right? It went a little higher. It's kind of amazing, right? We just talked about it, and you see the same pattern again. Here's the telling you to go ahead and get out somewhere right here. You're topping. It's a good time to exit. I say be careful. You don't always get the next higher wick. It may just trade back up, and this could have been the topping right here, and then this started to trade down. But regardless, you can see it topped out. It sucked people into the market. This is an area, yeah, you're coming into Sunday. It's got some weird price action. It did run up. Now, the market was telling you wanted to pull back, and you got it. Now, right through here, you could have said, hey, I'm going to get into this. What we would like to see was that green shaded area pop back up into the chart to show, hey, this is a strong bottoming area. So really, this was just kind of that continuation. And it was a quick to pull, hey, we're topping out again. So are we going to come on down now and build some strength down below? Yeah, I mean, we easily could. We didn't get it before, and we just got that move up, and now it's saying, okay, well, where are you going to go? We do have, this is why Carbrota, when you're looking at its levels, it's not a big surprise that you see the breakdown trigger up here, but you see this exhaustion move all the way down. It's really, you could say, well, that's the move here. But it does say that this is your daily support down here, sitting way down here at 67,700, right? So really probably around that 68,000, that's where we've been sitting in. So this could easily, yeah, I could see this breaking here, and it could come down here and then rebuild. More than likely, we'll see a green shaded area pop in, just like you see this. And that just means buyers are coming in, and you're looking for that bottom again. This may hold. It may not come all the way down here because that's kind of some weird behavior. Then you might be like, well, where else could this do? Well, it could pull 50%, right? So if we take the top here and the bottom here and take a look at some different Fibonacci setups, I'm going to go ahead and say, my fibs here. We have a 50% right here, and actually I drew that backwards here on you because, I really guess don't know what I'm doing these days. So it could come back into here. This is more likely where it would come. It's going to try to test this 0.5, and a lot of times you will. We were talking about that 0.5 earlier. It could come down and test right here. That's that one, target one, right? If it broke down, this would have been target one as well when I was showing you this trade potential. So this could be easily the breakdown. Now this could come down and suck up this nice little area right here and wick possibly even all the way down into this zone if we get it. And then we can start seeing it climb up. So I'm kind of waiting. If we do start to see that kind of stuff set up, it could be a pretty good thing because more than likely we're going to see the plus is what we're going to see is this energy start to change here. You're going to go ahead and see probably a green shadowed area pop up, which would be great. The other thing is on your 1 hour here, we did show a topping up here originally in Sunday. And again, same thing was showing up on the chart. Then it came on down. We got that second run up here on the hour, and now you're back down. This could easily show exhaustion sooner than later. You can see that it showed it back on Friday as well. In this candle, it started to run up and then wicked everybody out, and then we got the run to the races. This is what makes it hard to trade, right? People get frustrated a lot, and I don't blame you in this space right now because of it. So the plus is right now we are above on the 1 hour, above the 200. We're playing with the 21 right now. We're kind of playing in that neutral, but we're holding that top. The 4 hour looks really good. And the reason why I say that is because we're above its 200. We're above the 21. You've heard me talk about this many times. We're above it. And the biggest plus as of today, we got the 21 to cross through its 200. Very bullish. That's what we have been waiting for. Now, could this trade on down and backtest this 200? Yes. Could it trade on down and start testing this 21? Yes. So that's the kind of pattern that I would be looking for it to set up. And what I was talking about in another video was this is a very strong candle right here on the 4 hour from yesterday. This came through a lot of resistance, came through its own 200. Came through a key support right here, and then it also got above the macro 50% area. Now we're kind of coming back in and back testing that area, and that's where I'm kind of expecting to see this kind of hold and start to show some strength in here, and really overall start to rebuild and fire off. The daily right now is still pushing decent. The weekly as well. The weekly, you say it could just be getting started. We can start seeing some nice stacks here. in this area. We got above some of that negative behavior. Let's go ahead and see if we can get above this bigger range that I was talking about earlier as well, which is kind of our current area. If we want to get a break above that, this could easily start to go up and test its own 21, get above this area. Now the daily we have talked about as too is you have your 21 sitting up here right now around 88,000. This could easily go up and get above this area and start to show that it wants to go, because it already had the last little hurrah, and now you're starting to try to draw a pattern in this that does starting to make less sense. You do have the 21 starting to cup underneath price action again. This looks really good on the daily. Again, like I said, we're looking really good on the 4 hour because we're above the 21. The 21 has crossed through the 200, and we're above both those areas on the 1 hour. So everything looks pretty good on the higher time frames. And we're just kind of waiting for this to clean up. It would be nice to see that green shaded area pop up here, get this 30 to cross back through its 50, and looking possibly having tomorrow on Thursday, or yeah, Thursday's price action. So, all right, guys, I will leave you with this. Thanks for hanging out and looking at some charts with me, and we'll see you in the next video. Take care.